individuals.
Perfect. Great. Thanks.
Yeah.
What about you, Jennifer? Do you want to quickly introduce yourself tonight?
Yes, I will. Thank you. Try to get here quick. Let
Thank
me
you
see.
so much.
I was trying to see if I can if I can turn on my my video. Hello.
Hi.
I tried to do that and I lost you. Anyways, my name is Jane, and I'll be doing the translation in Swahili.
Great.
Great, fantastic. And so over to Melissa.
Great, thanks. Well, it's really nice to meet you both. So my name is Melissa Curvin. I am a project manager at the Canadian Centre for Vaccinology, and I work with Darlene and Adegoke at CCFV, and have been helping out just a tiny little bit on the Immunization Partnership Fund project. So it's really, really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Melissa.
Nice meeting you too. Again.
Okay, great. Well, I can get started. So what I thought I could do is, it's not really so much as a training session, it's more really just kind of a demonstration of kind of the Opiniono program and what you'll be asked to do when you're kind of uploading the translations or adding the translations in. So I thought what I could do is I'll share my computer screen, and we can kind of go through the step-by-step process of what this is going to look like for you. So let me know when you can see. So are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So it's basically an email, I think, is what you should be seeing. So this is what you'll receive when I add you into the survey to complete the translation. So it's basically just a welcome, very very generic kind of welcome email, letting you know that you've been registered as the translator. So all I would need is your name and your email address, and I'll be able to input that information into Opiniono, which is the survey platform that we use for the survey. And then it will provide you with a link. So I will click on the link and I can show you what it will look like for you. So it will take you to the Opiniono website. Are you guys able to see this? It should say translate survey, test translation. Looks all good? Okay, awesome. So yeah, so this is what you will be using to translate. So I've just pulled up the French survey that I had a copy of. And so you would just take your Word document and you would basically just copy and paste into the headings. So for instance, here's the title. So you would copy and paste. So you're copying and pasting, or at least translating everything that's within the quotation marks. So you would translate this piece. So if I go back to the Word document that I have, I would just copy and paste the title. I apologize, I do not speak French. I think this is the title. I could be wrong, but let's say it's the title and that I am correct in that assumption. And so all I would do is just copy it and then paste it into the program, and you would do that throughout. So one question I will note is obviously the Word document, these buttons here, those are kind of the program buttons. So so you have a back button, you have a finish button, you have a next button, you have a start button. So those wouldn't be translated in the Word document that you might have received, because that's the program dependent. So those things you might need to just add your own translation in if you want those buttons kind of translated on the bottom of the survey. So it just helps you move to the next page, that sort of stuff. So all of that would be, you can enter in the translation for those. And then you would just click save and return, and then that would save the information that's been that you've already inputted. And then you can go into your next section. And so here's your introduction. So you would add in the translation there. So I think this might be let's say that is the title that I would need for introduction, and you would copy and paste it in there. And then you would go back and then you would copy and paste in. Here's the kind of introduction piece here. And you could copy and then go back in here and paste it. And then as you're going through, you can, click the save and return button, and that will keep saving it. And then you'll notice there will be a message that pops up that says, this question 1 needs to be updated, and section 3 needs to be updated, and so forth. So maybe I will stop there for a moment, and I'm just wondering, is there any questions before I keep kind of going through? Does that make sense, or?
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I just want to understand is when I copy and paste it to translate, so it translated for me to Arabic, isn't it? This is what you mean?
So
Okay.
no, I believe I think if I'm Attico, can you please correct me if I'm mistaken in this, but I believe Darlene has sent the survey for translation on all of the different languages, and I believe she's still waiting for some to come back. So
Yes,
so
we are, but there were 1 or 2 that did come that we had issues with. I think it was Swahili was one, and I think the Somalian one, and I think Jennifer, I think you're supposed to help us. I don't know. I think you're supposed to help us with some of those corrections or something like that. Because I think you raised some objections.
Oh, you mean mine?
Yes, regarding Swahili one.
Yeah, so what I did, I've gone through the paper one.
Mm.
And the only addition that I had made was if, for instance, like some people might use the word Swahili instead of Kiswahili, like alternating words that mean the same. So yeah.
So other than that, you're good. Apart from that, you're okay with the translation for the Swahili one. Just wanted to confirm.
I've actually done the paper one. It's all complete.
Okay.
I've been doing it slowly, and it's kind of complete. I've just been waiting for the online one, so I can input it to the computer.
Okay, cool. That's why we're doing this tonight. So yes, with some languages I've received copies already, like Swahili. I know the Somalian one, there were ECOPs too. I can't really remember the full, what's it called, but we spoke with the facilitator to help with whatever those corrections are, so we can make some addendum to them. So yes, we are printing some of those. Some of those have arrived already.
Great, thank you so much, Adegoke, for that clarification. So, yeah, so I'm not sure, Fatima, if you would have received your Word document of your translated survey yet, or if that's one of the languages that are still to come. But you would be able to, so technically the Word document would contain all of the translation that you would need, that you would then copy and paste into this program here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Just a
Yes,
quick
yes.
one. So that means that we are also going to have to give them the soft copy of the Word document, because that's the only way they can copy and paste. Or what's your thought on that?
So yeah, so my recommendation would be to send an electronic copy of the survey to each of the translators. So Fatima and the 2 Jennifers, and anybody else that was going to, and they could use that similar to what I'm doing here. So this is the electronic copy that I have of the French survey. So it just allows me to
Copy and paste.
just, select what I want. And then I'm just, you can right click and copy, and then go back to the program, and then just copy it and then paste it in here, or you can Control C, Control V for a shortcut. But yeah, so it's, I don't want to say it's, simple or straightforward, because I've been working with this program for a while. So to me, it seems simple and straightforward, but yeah, you can definitely play around with it and see what works best for you. But I would say a printed copy of the survey is probably it would work. You would just need to type it,
I
type that
think
in.
it's a new information. I think we'll definitely see how we can give them the soft copy also, because I think that would help with some of the, I don't know, questions. Because looking at what you're doing now, the soft copy is making life easy.
Yes.
So I would, because we never considered that before, so I'll note that down.
Are there any other questions?
No.
Could you please open that page? I just happened to be getting home when we started, and can I see the first beginning of the
Yeah, absolutely.
where you started? I could see it on my phone, but it wasn't very clear.
Yeah,
Sorry.
perfect. No, that's really great. I'm glad that you let me know. So what I'll do is I'll actually, let me see if I'll close out of it. And so this is what it
Start
would
all
look.
over again.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
start right from the beginning. So this actually is, so what I'll do is I can set you up kind of behind the scenes in the software, the survey software program that we use, and you'll receive this email. So I will need your name and your email address. And this will be the kind of the generic email that this Opiniono software sends. And it contains the link where you'll add your translation to. So you would just click on this link. And then it should pop up. Let me see. Should pop up in whatever kind of web browser you're using. And then it will basically just shows you everything that you kind of need to fill out and copy and paste. And so this is, the heading of the survey. I'll also mention that the back, the finish button, the next button, and the start
Could you
button.
please put up I don't see the page. Is it?
Oh, you don't?
I can see your page. I don't know whether everybody else can see it.
Can anybody else see?
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it as well.
Let's see the screen. I can't see your screen rather.
You can't. Wow.
It's probably. Let's see. The video is not working. Okay. I mean, I could see it on my phone, but it wasn't very clear. Yeah, it's showing up on my phone because I'm logged on twice just for.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think I should be okay. I've done translation before. Hopefully, I'll be fine.
Okay.
I used a different app, but I'm pretty sure it might be fine.
Perfect.
Because I could try and see if we could talk you through on your screen. What are you seeing?
Okay, just see your screen and Melissa's. I see you and Melissa on my screen.
Okay, is there something that shows like a pop-up, like an arrow, small arrow somewhere? Maybe
Yes.
Yes, can you click on the pop-up? Let's click on that.
The app only meeting organizers and presenters can share. That's what
No, this is not about sharing. There's something like a pop-up. Sometimes it happens that you have like a small arrow with a pop-up reaching on a POP pop-up that you could just click on.
I'm going to the mall actions. Is that the one?
No, not the more. Normally, if you have it, will be somewhere on like on the left hand, closer towards the people area. The small pop-up, but anyway, I don't know why you can't.
I don't know. I can't see it because I can see everything else. I can see your background and everything.
Okay, but the beautiful thing is I'm recording this so that whatever it is, at least
yes.
I can always send the recording out for you to, so we'll just, I guess, live with that for now.
All right.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's you gotta love technology sometimes, right? It it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say, Jennifer, as as you're doing kind of the translation, you're uploading it. If you have any questions as you're doing it, please feel free to reach out to me. Darlene or Adagoge can kind of give you my email address, and I can definitely walk you through that process. But if you've done it before, then I think it should be, fairly simple to kind of do. Okay. So yeah, so basically that's kind of the process. So it's a little bit of a mind-numbing process. You're just repeating the same steps over and over. So so for instance, here is kind of what would be the first question, kind of the consent question. Are you comfortable going ahead with the conversation? So basically all you would do for that one is you would go back to the text and find that question. Go back to the soft copy of the survey. You would copy it, then you would go back to the browser, and then you would paste that in there, and it should paste it in correctly. And so there's your question, and then we have, here's our answers to those questions, and then we would, so it's a lot of going back and forth. So we would copy this here, and then go back to this part. Now, as you'll see here, so one of the things is, so it is a yes, and then I think, this here is actually a note for the interviewer.
Facilitator, yeah.
So you would actually remove that from, you would delete that from the translation. That was a note for if you were completing it by paper, but because this is for data entry and potentially to complete it online, you can remove all of those interviewer kind of instructions from that, and then so to make it so that it represents exactly what it's saying over here. So we do know that this is saying yes, and then do you have any questions before we begin, but in French. And then you would do the same thing for the no. And so again, you would copy that and then go back and paste that in. And you'll notice also the bullet point shows up, so you can remove that and then remove the instruction here. And then you're good. And then you have your comments, and then you would copy this over. And then again, go back and make any sort of required adjustments, and then you can save and return, and then it will bring you back. So you can see up here, it's updated now, the status up here, and it shows that that section is up to date. So you've completed that section, and now you can move on to the next. And then you would keep doing that until you basically got to the end. So all the way down to the bottom where you're adding in notes and comments about the community facilitator. And then as that's done, if you click save and return, it should be, everything should be filled out. None of these sections would be all full. And then you would be able to finish it off. I'm thinking, and probably what happens is this, once it's all completed, this should switch over to probably finish, and then you would click the finish button, and then in the survey software program, it will show up that it's up to date and it's ready to go, and we can now launch the French survey. So any questions?
So, well, the only thing I just say is just we need to obviously reach out and ask for the soft copy for the various translations, because all I know was that we gave them, they're supposed to translate and they were supposed to print. So that's a new caveat that one needs to work on, at least for me, in terms of, because obviously we probably would need the translated what's it called, Word document for the translators to be able to work on.
Mhm. Yeah, that probably would be the most ideal way to do it. Otherwise, having to, if you're a very fast typer, you could definitely, but since it's already typed up and it's just an easy copy and paste, it's probably the easiest and most time efficient as well to kind of do it that way.
But could I ask Fatima and Jennifer, because both of you are obviously translators on this, if there weren't any soft copy, but were just the hard copy, in terms of like, is this something that you guys are able to do?
Yeah, I don't have a problem doing it. I could.
Yeah. I don't have any problem doing it too, but I would just I prefer to do it, online. But yeah, if I have a hard copy, I don't mind now.
Okay, I will have a conversation with Darlene and because I'm not the one dealing directly with what the translating it, but I'll definitely see what we can do about
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Perfect. Would you like me to do any more examples of this, or do you think we're good, or?
Yeah,
I
for me
think
it looks pretty straightforward, but I'll leave it
yeah.
to Fatima and
Yeah, no,
Jennifer.
yeah, yeah, no, you are right. It's straightforward, Um, we definitely just gonna practice maybe once or twice when we get the email or the example that you have, and we will start from there. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Melissa,
Mhm.
just a quick question about. I know some of the apps you have to save as you go on. So, anything like that for this one?
Yeah, so there's pretty much after each they have it chunked into sections. So it's just kind of, I think it's the way that the survey's been programmed. So when I programmed it, I inserted like page breaks every so often so that it didn't get a little unwieldy, and we needed to insert page breaks for like skips and stuff like that. So I think they've broken it off into sections based on page breaks. So when you come to the end of a section, it's going to ask you to either save and return, which will save it, and then it will return you back to that section, so then you can see that it's been completed. Or there's another option to save and exit, which will save everything you've done, and then it will close out the translation, and then you can go back to that link and then open it back up, and all of it will be saved, and you can continue into keep doing adding in the translation. So yeah, so there's periodic saves throughout to make sure that that is being saved as you're working.
Hi,
Okay,
someone
that's
just joined us. I just wanted to confirm 90224. Please, could you identify yourself?
This is Soliana.
All right, Solina, finally, you got my mail.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are almost done, but I guess Melissa can help us. We tried doing a recording of it, but I don't know if Melissa wanted to just quickly, because now that we have her, quickly demo the thing again, and maybe we might quickly have any quick observation. Like, this is for translation. What language are you translating to again?
I can do Tigrinya and Amharic, but Tigrinya is my first one.
Sorry, I didn't get that. I apologize.
It's okay. It's Eritrean language and Ethiopian.
Oh, Eritrean. Okay, Eritrean. Okay, cool. So basically, she's showing us how to be able to convert, because at the end of the day, we're going to need to have it translated for people to be able to use. So she's showing us the process. Pretty straightforward. I don't know if you've ever had to use any of this type of softwares before, but she can quickly just demo that. And just in case you have any question, we can try and go through that. Would that be okay? Do you want that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Perfect. I just want to just to double check. Are you able to see any sort of my screen that I'm presenting?
Oh, she won't be able to see. I think she's coming with her phone,
Are you
actually.
coming in on your phone?
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
I
don't
tried
worry
to
then.
do it with the link, but I can't. I don't know why.
Okay. Like I could describe the process for you. And then maybe what we can do is once we're ready to have you start the translation, if at any time if you have any questions as you're going through it, we could definitely, you know, arrange kind of another demo or, you know, any sort of kind of support that you might need as you're going through.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be all right. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, so what we've been doing is so the way it works is so I will in the we use Opiniono, which is a survey software platform. And within that, I will add you as a translator for the survey that you'll be translating. And so I'll need your name and your email, which I believe Darlene was going to provide me once we were kind of ready for the translation to begin. And so with that information, I'll set you up into the Opiniono program and you'll receive an email. I believe it might come from my email address. So it would be melissa.curvin@iwk.nshealth.ca. There's also a chance it might come from your email. So it's going to be a little difficult to know who the email is actually coming from. But so that's probably the two options. And so when you receive that, there will be kind of just a generic message that will come up and it will have a link where you can access the program to be able to put in, like add the translation. So the way it looks is it will have the question in English, and then there will be a text box that you'll be able to, and we're hoping to be able to get you kind of an electronic, a soft copy of the survey, so that all that you would need to do is copy and paste the translated version of that question and paste it into the text box. And then you would just save and return, and then you would just keep doing that until everything has been updated with the translated version of the question. And then once that's all done, you would just click on the finish button, and then it would be ready to go. And people will be able to start entering the data using that translated survey.
Okay, I guess that someone already sent me the survey questions just to translate it. If that's what you're talking about, I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I believe, I think, I don't believe any of you might have received maybe a print copy of the survey, but I think they were going to try to get you kind of an electronic copy, like of a Word document, that you then be able to copy and paste, so that it would be a little bit easier. If you have to work from a print copy, you would have to type the translation in rather than copying and pasting. But I believe, I'm not 100% sure the timing on when those would come. I believe Atagoke was going to kind of figure that out and discuss it with Darlene on when that potentially could be ready. But I'll let Atagoke, I'll let you speak to that.
So well, definitely, I'm hoping that after this conversation, you and I could even talk a bit, because there's still some outstanding trainings that you still need to do to cover ground. And I was hoping, because it's been hard, I've tried reaching out to you a couple of times, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to talk a bit about that tonight, you know, right after the training.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Perfect. Sorry that I know it's hard when you can't see what I'm talking about, but that's just kind of a very high level overview of what it is. I think once you get into it, it will, I think it will be very, very easy and very straightforward. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and we'll do our best to be able to answer those as you're going through and completing the translation.
You'll get all the support and all the assistance as possible. You'll not be left by yourself. So we're here. And that's why we're spending a lot of time even with all these trainings that we're doing, so that we can offer all the assistance and the one-on-one touch as best as possible. So we'll definitely do that. I don't know if there's any other person that has any question tonight, because I'm trying to take too much of your evening away from you as best as possible.
No, thank you.
Fatima, you're
So-
good. I'll go around the
I'm
clock
going to
just
share my
before.
email with her, right? Further.
Sorry? Yeah, no,
So you
definitely. That's not a problem. I have everyone's email. That's what you're able to get in tonight. So that's not a
Okay.
problem.
Thank you.
So Fatima, any question from you? Just want to go around. You're good?
No, I'm good. I'm good for now. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Liana, what about you? No questions right now?
Not at the moment. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Definitely, I'll ask you to stay on after we're done so we could just
Yeah.
plan one or two things. Okay. Yeah. So I think I don't know, Marisa, do you have anything else you want to still share or say to us
Um,
tonight?
No, I don't think so. I think that's I hope the demo was good. Obviously, not being able to see it makes it a little bit more complicated, but again, I hope that it's a straightforward process and that everything runs smoothly once you're ready to start this translation. So it definitely is appreciated that you're able to
Absolutely.
take on this task.
No problem.
I
Thank you.
definitely touch base with Melissa, with Darlene, and definitely if we have any further clarifications, I'll definitely reach out to you, Melissa. But I think for now, I think it's pretty straightforward. We have it recorded, so we could also share with people who are not able to view the screen or even attend. But I think everybody else who's attend tonight is actually here, so that's also good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well,
So
thank you so much for allowing me to join you and allowing me to demo this. And it was really great meeting everybody.
thank you, Melissa. We're always glad that you're always able to answer us every time we call on you. Thank you. Thank you for the
Oh,
time.
yes, it's my pleasure. Thank you. And I hope everybody has a wonderful long weekend. And yes, yeah, I look forward to